Thanks for sticking with these 50 tips. I just thought I'd have a really quick 30 seconds to go over the first 5 tips we covered in those first 5 days, and then I'll move on to sleep and recovery for the next 5 tips, and I'll film it from this Canon 7D, which is more for my practice than for yours. However, we looked at mainly health and fitness style stuff for the first 5 days, being the first 5 tips will follow a set program. Get the heart rate up so it's really pumping above 75% of its max. Try a high intensity interval workout if you can, even if you've never done it before, just give it a whirl. Take a break from the machines, just either that be free weights or if you're not getting the best out of ellipticals, treadmills, static bikes, rowing machine, then just take a break and try something else. And the last one is do a resistance form of exercise, and Google that because it does make a difference as you advance in years, such as I am. It will make a difference when you get to the giddy old age of 65, 70, 75, just to help with your bone strength, and it does help because you're going to end up losing muscle as you get older. So that's the 5 first tips. If you've got any questions, then pop them in the points below, and then I'm going to scrub this board and we'll talk about tip number 6. Tip number 6 is to track and monitor your sleep to try and get the 7 to 9 hours that you really need every night of good quality rest, so that you feel that you've got more energy, you know, you're more likely to perform better, you're more likely to train, your mood is going to be better. And over the next 5 tips we're going to be talking about sleep and recovery. So the first one is to track and record it. How do you do this? Well, you can do the old-fashioned method, which is writing down when you go to bed and writing down when you wake up. But if you've got any kind of smart device, certainly a watch that records it, you can, I know people have left so their smart devices are underneath their pillow or on their bed, but realistically the chance of that going off or vibrating or doing something else and disturbing that sleep, I would rather wear a device or use the old-fashioned method, but just to record it and see what you're getting. See what you're getting on a typical week. And I know that there might be people out there that have got young kids, busy jobs, hectic lifestyles, you work shift, and I've been through it. And I know the difficulties in getting 7 hours, but what I can also say is that yes, I've worked shift and I've had young children and I've had disturbed nights, and it does really make an impact on how you perform the next day and how you interact with people. And I'm sure you've got your own examples of when you've not had enough sleep. I get really pissed off and grumpy, and I'm not the only one that feels like if you've not had a full night's sleep, then it affects you next day. So it is important you get 7 hours. How do you achieve this? Because it's easy, you can turn around and say, yeah, that's fine. How do I achieve 7 hours sleep? I've got 2 and a 3-year-old kid. But a lot of people that set out, certainly when they're older and they can get a chance to go to bed and everything else, they will value something else like binge watching Netflix and everything else. But when you're watching that film and you're procrastinating and you're scrolling through social media and you're shopping for things you really shouldn't be shopping for, at 10, 11, maybe midnight, you've got to ask yourself, is this really bringing anything to the party, or am I taking a chunk out of my sleep? And I think, the majority of times, you've got to be honest, you just want to watch, whatever season it is of Game of Thrones versus going to bed, and you will not value your sleep as much as you should be. And it's easy to say that. That's the simplest form of advice, is just go to bed earlier. Put your phone down, put it downstairs out of the way, but it really does make a difference. So, don't trash your sleep. I've left this book on here. I read this book already, recommended through training. It changed the way I considered sleep and made you think about the way I sort of didn't value or trashed sleep in your 20s through, going out too much, you're staying out in the bar until it's shut, you're drunk too much, which has a massive effect on your sleep. You're eating the wrong things, you're eating late at night. It really cemented the fact that largely in your 20s you don't value your sleep, and you should do. So I think the older you get, and if you ever had kids and they're a bit older now, you'll certainly value getting more sleep. But I can't stress the importance of your 7 to 9 hours every night, and track this, make it specific, make it quantifiable. Do what you can to get them 7 hours, and take a long look at your bedtime routines and what time you're going to bed and what time you're waking up in the morning. So value it, track it, record it, be specific, give yourself goals and targets on a night time. And I know that certainly Marsha's iPhone these days will tell her when to go to bed, which is a good thing, because otherwise she'd just piss around and procrastinate until midnight and then not get to bed, which is what she did do. So it's really good. Value your sleep, and then I'm going to jump on for 5 more points about sleep, rest and recovery. So I hope to see you there.